In 2026, the American dream has become a geographic lottery. While some states offer a high quality of life, a volatile mix of surging taxes, high crime rates, and crumbling infrastructure has made other regions financial and personal traps for unsuspecting movers. Data from 2025 and early 2026 indicates that residents are increasingly fleeing states that prioritize industrial efficiency or high-tax bureaucracy over individual safety and affordability. Here are the 10 states you should never move to in America in 2026. 1. Louisiana. The infrastructure crisis. Louisiana consistently ranks at the bottom of nearly every quality of life metric in 2026. The state's economy is the weakest in the nation, hampered by a heavy reliance on a volatile energy sector that has not translated into local wealth. Residents face a triple threat: some of the highest violent crime rates in the country, a failing educational system, and a natural environment that is increasingly under threat from coastal erosion and extreme weather. In 2026, the state's crumbling infrastructure, rated among the worst for road quality and bridge safety, adds a literal physical danger to daily life. With high poverty levels and limited healthcare access, moving to the Pelican State often means sacrificing both financial stability and personal safety. 2. New Mexico. The safety sinkhole. While the land of enchantment offers beautiful landscapes and affordable housing, in 2026 it has become a hotspot for crime. New Mexico holds the unfortunate title of having the highest property crime rate in the nation and the second highest violent crime rate. The drain on your wallet here isn't just taxes, it's the cost of security and the loss of property. Education and healthcare scores remain abysmal, with many residents lacking access to basic preventative care. For those moving in 2026, the allure of low-cost living is quickly overshadowed by a safety score that sits at a staggering 40 out of 100, making it a high-risk environment for families and retirees alike. 3. Alaska. The high-cost isolation. Alaska is a dream for adventurers, but a nightmare for your bank account in 2026. The state suffers from a unique logistics surcharge, where the cost of basic groceries and healthcare is inflated by the sheer difficulty of transport. Despite having no state income tax, the cost of living remains one of the highest in the U.S., while job growth has stagnated. More alarmingly, Alaska ranks number 1 for violent crime per 100,000 residents in 2026. The combination of geographic isolation, limited law enforcement resources in rural areas, and extreme weather creates a survival challenge rather than a lifestyle. For those moving from the lower 48, the high wages often fail to keep pace with the skyrocketing price of heating a home during the long winters. 4. California. The regulatory squeeze. California's Sunshine Tax has become an unbearable burden for the middle class in 2026. The state boasts the highest personal income tax rate in the country, up to 13.3%, and a housing market that has effectively barred an entire generation from homeownership. Beyond the taxes, the state is grappling with a regulatory squeeze that drives up the price of gasoline, utilities, and insurance. In 2026, many insurers have completely pulled out of the state due to wildfire risks, leaving homeowners with few, expensive options. While the quality of life remains high for the ultra-wealthy, the average resident finds their Golden State dreams being siphoned away by a cost of living that is 38% higher than the national average. 5. Mississippi. The healthcare desert. Mississippi may be one of the cheapest states to live in, but you get exactly what you pay for. In 2026, the state remains trapped in a cycle of high poverty and the lowest quality of life scores in the nation. The primary drain here is the lack of opportunity, job markets are stagnant, and the educational system is consistently underfunded. Furthermore, Mississippi is a healthcare desert, with some of the highest rates of uninsured residents and a critical shortage of medical facilities in rural areas. While the low property taxes might look attractive on paper, the trade-off is a lack of essential services and a public safety net that is stretched to its breaking point. 6. New York. The Empire State of Debt. Moving to New York in 2026 requires a high tolerance for financial leakage. The state has the worst tax competitiveness index in the country, with property, income, and sales taxes that are among the steepest in the nation. Beyond NYC, even the upstate regions suffer from high utility costs and a declining industrial base. In 2026, the state's density tax means that everything from a gallon of milk to a simple car repair carries a premium. For many, the high cost of living does not match the quality of infrastructure or services provided, leading to a record number of residents voting with their feet and heading to. For many, the high cost of living does not match the quality of infrastructure or services provided, leading to a record number of residents voting with their feet and heading to the Sun Belt. 7. Arkansas. The opportunity gap. Arkansas struggles with a significant opportunity gap that makes it a difficult place for upward mobility in 2026. While the cost of living is low, the state scores poorly in safety, health, and education. There are fewer high-paying professional roles compared to neighboring states, and the public school system often lacks the resources needed to prepare students for a 2026 economy. Additionally, Arkansas has some of the highest violent crime rates in the South. For families, the lower cost of housing is often offset by the need for private schooling or the lack of specialized medical care, making it a state where life is simple, but often stagnant. 8. Oklahoma. The public system strain. Oklahoma is facing a public system strain in 2026 that has many residents looking for the exit. Despite a very low cost of living, the state ranks near the bottom for healthcare and education. Many residents lack health insurance, and public schools are frequently underfunded, leading to some of the highest teacher turnover rates in the region. Safety is also a major concern, as Oklahoma ranks high for property crime and burglary. The hidden cost of living here is the lack of quality in public services, requiring residents to pay out of pocket for basics that are typically covered by taxes in more stable states. 9. Nevada. The unaffordable oasis. Nevada has shifted from a low-cost haven to an unaffordable oasis in 2026. The state's heavy reliance on the tourism and gaming industry has left it vulnerable to economic fluctuations, and the recent surge in housing prices has made it one of the least affordable states for local workers. In 2026, Nevada also ranks among the worst for property crime and motor vehicle theft. The state's critical water crisis has added a new layer of risk, with domestic well restrictions and rising utility costs threatening the long-term viability of rural developments. What was once a land of opportunity has become a high-risk gamble for those without a recession-proof income. 10. Oregon. The quality of life decline. Oregon, once known for its pristine natural beauty and quirky urban centers, is seeing a significant decline in livability in 2026. The state has one of the highest state income tax rates in the nation, yet residents are increasingly frustrated by a lack of public safety and a visible homelessness crisis that has impacted local businesses. Property crime, particularly larceny and theft, is among the highest in the country. In 2026, the high cost of green energy mandates and a stagnant housing supply have created a cost of living crisis that is pushing both retirees and young families to seek more stable environments in the Mountain West or the South. The recurring theme for 2026 is that cheap is not the same as affordable. Many of the states on this list offer low housing prices that are deceptive traps, masking high crime, failing schools, or a total lack of healthcare access. As capital and people continue to migrate toward states with balanced tax codes and robust public safety, the states left behind are finding it increasingly difficult to break their cycles of decline. In 2026, the recurring theme for relocation is that cheap is not the same as affordable. Many of the states on this list offer low housing prices that are deceptive traps, masking high crime, failing schools, or a total lack of healthcare access. As capital and people continue to migrate toward states with balanced tax codes and robust public safety, the states left behind are finding it increasingly difficult to break their cycles of decline. Ultimately, choosing where to live in 2026 requires looking beyond the initial sticker price of a mortgage. You must factor in the hidden taxes of poor infrastructure, the high cost of private safety measures, and the long-term risk of declining property values. Success in this economy depends on finding a location that offers true stability rather than just a lower cost of entry, ensuring your move is a step toward prosperity rather than a descent into a financial and social sinkhole.